You're listening to KPFT 90.1 in the dial. If you're down in Galveston, pick us up at 89.5. Our friends in Livingston, Texas, 89.9. Huntsville, Texas, East Texas, and beyond, 91.9. It is time for Songwriter Studio. I am your host, Tom Tranchilla, and we are at the tail end of our fund drive. If you haven't given and would like to support Songwriter Studio or KPFT, just pick up that phone and dial 713-526-5738. Option 1, and ask the operator what gifts are left. We've got all kinds of tickets. We have t-shirts, we've got coffee mugs, and we still have the bricks, the memorial bricks for the front patio out there. 713-526-5738. I would like to thank some of the folks that pre-pledged to my show. Mike Kripp, Big Generous Benjamin, thank you, Mike. Rob M. and Judy M. Also a big Benjamin. Big thanks to Jim K. and Mike B. Big thanks to Wes and Diane S. Michael D., our buddy Mike. Big fat Benjamin Plus. Michael N. out of Magnolia. Thank you so much. And drum roll, the big hit, John H. Thank you so much, John, for always pushing us over our goal. Douglas B. and David Fall, thank you all so much for your generosity in donating to Songwriter Studio. We have a jam-packed show. I am going to start out with an interview with Donnie Clinton Thompson, followed up by new music by Chris Ailman and David Macy. I also want to play a couple of singles, one of them from Brennan Passing, and I also have a brand new single release from Randy Palmer. Without further ado, Donnie Clinton Thompson, welcome to Songwriter Studio.
I'm happy to be here.
So glad to get the copy of your new album from Bill Wentz. You are a guitar slinger, buddy, and we are going to be picking this album apart, playing some hot guitar playing. You have a couple vocals on here as well, but it's mostly instrumentals.
I had a big voice change about 20 years ago. I can't do the singing stuff like I kind of used to. But I found a different way to use my voice now, which I almost have more fun with.
Yeah, your history runs very deep. Started out with the Skeletons. You played for the Morels. Those of you who remember the Morels back in the
80s.
Oh, back in the 80s.
Early 80s. 81 to 85.
81 to 85. You also played with the Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
I did. Well, I played in high school with Randall Chowning, who was one of the founding members of the Dares, and I was always around them all the time, and they needed somebody at one point, and I'm there. I was a fan already,
One of our Standing in the Campfire jams, we always played Standing on a Rock and Chicken Train and some of the classics from that band. Their first album was just killer.
Yeah, very good, yeah.
Donnie, we got so much to cover and so many great songs on this record. Let's talk about the opening track, Hucklebuck. This is a swing and shuffle. It sounds like it came out of the 60s. You've got some interesting movement shifts on here, and about 3/4 of the way through it, you just completely change gears and then work your way back into the regular melody. Why don't you give the listening audience a little background on Hucklebuck?
A lot of these songs, the ones that are the covers, are just songs that some of my favorites. And I did work up a version of that. I had been playing it out a little bit before I recorded it. After a while, I've been a full-time musician my whole adult life. I played so long and so much that I'm always looking for something different to do. If you listen to me play, I could play pretty good back 40 years ago, but you got to learn some new stuff just to keep it interesting. My parents loved big swing jazz bands and stuff, so I always heard that stuff. And I really do like the more blues-inflected jazz as opposed to the bebop, I guess. But it was just a natural thing for me to do.
Let's go ahead and jump into the opening track right now. The album name, Donnie's Mood, D. Clinton Thompson. This is Hucklebuck. Hucklebuck, brand new music, D. Clinton Thompson, known as Donnie for this show, off the new album, Donnie's Mood. Just a swinging, just a rockin', toe-tapping song there. My compliments.
Thank you.
Donnie, let's talk about Animal Farm, the next track. This is very much a Nashville country style, penned by Tommy Dunbar, and your arrangement of this is just off the charts good. Why don't you tell the listening audience about your arrangement on Animal Farm?
I really love the pop group in San Francisco. It's been around since, the early 70s, I think, and they're still working, called the Rubinoos. And I had a bootleg tape of them playing somewhere in San Francisco. That's where they live. They just did this song, this country song, and they do it, since they're a band, they could do all the barnyard noises and stuff during the certain section of it. And I was sick. I had maybe a bad cold or a flu or something one time, and I was bored, and I said, I'm going to learn that lick, the opening lick of that song, because I always thought that was really great. I just thought, there's one I want to do. And I think it's a great instrumental, and it's country, but they're not country, but they can do a lot of different stuff. Yeah, it's great. Tommy Dunbar, he was the lead guitar player. That was his little lick.
Really shows your diversity, by the way, Donnie. Let's jump into that track right now off the new album, Donnie's Mood. This is Animal Farm. Animal Farm, new music from Donnie Clinton Thompson. The album is titled D. Clinton Thompson, Donnie's Mood. I really love this next track I've got queued up and ready to go. Goo Goo's Britches. This is penned by you. And to me, this has a lot of Chet Atkins influence. Why don't you talk about that?
Well, that's one I made up. Goo Goo it's named after a guy named Goo Goo Rutledge, who was a Rube comedian who was a regular on the old Ozark Jubilee, a television show that was on ABC back in the 50s. I just made it up as a tribute to him. He was a great Rube comedian. That's about all there is to that story, except I had to make up the instrumental.
Let's jump into it right now off the new album, Donnie's Mood. From D. Clinton Thompson, this is Goo Goo's Britches. Goo Goo's Britches, new music from D. Clinton Thompson, known on this interview as Donnie Thompson. Great song. I love that Chet style picking. You're so diverse on the guitar. You can do anything from rock and roll to blues to chicken picking. I just really love your diverse playing.
I've been doing it a long time, Tom. It's what I've always loved most, what I always wanted to do. I have musical curiosity. I just like to learn stuff that I don't know, and I'm still trying. Anyway, the Goo Goo's Britches, Ozark Jubilee, was televised from here in Springfield on the ABC network.
Let's move on to the next track on the album, which is the title track. Before I jump into this, I want to let the folks know if they have not yet donated to Songwriter Studio, this would be a good time. Our telephone number is 713-526-5738. Keep us on the air. Keep the independent artists. Give them representation on this radio show. We've been interviewing and supporting the independent artists for 20 years this December. KPFT has been coming to you since 1970, now in our 56th year. So please support Songwriter Studio, 713-526-5738, and ask those operators what kind of tickets we've got left and what kind of gifts. We have t-shirts, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. So please make that phone call. D. Clinton Thompson, Donnie Thompson, is our guest on Songwriter Studio. Donnie, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the title track, Donnie's Mood. This is very much jazz flavored. This is your penned songs. Why don't you give the listening audience a little background on Donnie's Mood?
It's just something I've been interested in. A couple of these songs I built around a solo I came up with for something else I did earlier, and that's how this one came up. Just kept adding things to it. It ended up, hey, this is like a full instrumental. Anyway, that's how some of these things get started. It's my idea of what a jazz song sounds like. I don't know. I hope you enjoy it.
I do enjoy it. That's why I picked it to play on this show. I think it's real jazz. The title track from D. Clinton Thompson's album, Donnie's Mood. The title track, Donnie's Mood. Beautiful song. That is jazz. Don't let anybody kid you on that one. Donnie, I've got one of my favorite songs on the record queued up and ready to go. Pond O' Cement. Now, when people hear that, what do they think of? The Beverly Hillbillies. And go ahead and explain to the audience the background behind this.
That's what I always called my incidental music from a television show, which, of course, one of my favorites, the Beverly Hillbillies. They always played that one between scenes when they changed to another scene, I just had to expand on it some. That's the story of that.
Let's listen to that track right now off the new album, Donnie's Mood. This is Pond O' Cement. Pond O' Cement, new music from D. Clinton Thompson. The name of the new album is Donnie's Mood. Great song. We're going to jump right into the next track. We're running short on time, Donnie. Turkey Truck. This is one hot cooking jam, buddy. You're tearing it up. This is one of your songs.
I made it up.
There you go.
You write songs, but you make up instrumentals.
That's right. Let's listen to that track right now. Turkey Truck. Turkey truck, that's what I'm talking. That's some smoking guitar playing. Our guest has been Donnie Clinton Thompson. The new album is Donnie's Mode. What a great record this is. Donnie, if they want to order a copy, where do they go, and what is your contact or website information?
Well, Spinny Media is the most direct distributor. Spinney, I believe. Spinny Media is probably the best way to do it. It's on some of the other commercial dealers.
Streaming services.
That's the first place to go. We like it when people order from Spinny.
Of course, Bill Wentz is doing promotion for you.
Bill and Phil Bourne, who's the man who made this whole thing possible.
Thanks, Phil.
They put it up as there's a Morel's, I guess it's a Facebook page. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know. There is a web page, a Morel's web page that they put Donnie's Mood they promote it on there too. So you can go there and find out some.
Well, thank you so much for being our guest. We're going to go out with one more track. I love this last song we're going to play. You actually did vocals on this. It's a Harry Gibson song, Live Fast and Die Young, and we are going to get a chance to hear your vocals. Donnie, thank you so much for spending some time with us on Songwriter Studio. I love the new record, and I hope you sell 1 million copies.
I appreciate your interest, and hope to meet you someday soon.
Well, I'll be up in your neck of the woods around Thanksgiving, so we'll see if we can't make contact.
Give me a call, come by, say hi.
Thanks to Phil Bourne for turning me on to the record and setting up the interview. Again, I'm going to give that phone number one more time. If you like what you hear on Songwriter Studio, pick up that phone and dial 713-526-5738, or just go to kpft.org and hit that donate button. Just make sure you select Songwriter Studio for your donation. Donnie Clinton Thompson, thanks again for being our guest on Songwriter Studio.
Thank you, Tom.
Stick around. After this next song, I've got a brand new single by local artist Brennan Passing, followed up by new music by Chris Allman. Let's go ahead and close out this section of the show with Live Fast and Die Young, new music, D. Clinton Thompson.
Somebody's gotta die. Somebody's gotta die. Somebody's gotta die. Everybody got to drop dead. Well, I got a girl, she's out of this world. For her, I carry a torch. But she wants to live fast and die young and have a good-looking corpse. Well, I said, darling, please cool down, 'cause without you, I'd be lost. But still, she wants to live fast and die young and have a good-looking corpse. Now, I'm the slow, solid, steady type. She's kind of fast and loose. Main reason we don't hitch up right is that she's the engine and I'm the caboose. But she always lets me hang around. Long as she knows that she's the boss, I guess I'll have to live fast and die young and have a good-looking corpse. Yeah, like I said, I'm the slow, solid, steady type. She's mighty fast and loose. Main reason we don't hitch up right is that she's the engine and I'm the caboose. But she always lets me hang around. Long as she knows that she's the boss, I guess I'll have to live fast and die young and have a good-looking.
Live Fast and Die Young. New music, D. Clinton Thompson. Thanks for that great interview, Donnie. Up next, as promised, local artist Brennan Passing has a new single out, Telegram. Real fine local musician. Let's play that track right now. Brennan Passing, Telegram.
I can feel you through the wine. Can you read, can you read between these lines? You can see through your lies, but that won't keep me out your life. Oh, the telegram. Do you understand? Oh, my telegram. These words come from different lands. Oh, the telegram. Baby, oh, my telegram, yeah. Oh, baby, oh, my telegram. Oh, electrify my mind. Give me some, keep it coming, crime after crime. He can heal through time. I just need to see you through the blind. Oh, the telegram. Meet me there, girl, I swear we're meant to collide. Oh, my telegram. Meet me there, passion pen, never close our line. The telegram, yeah. Baby, on the telegram. Baby, on the telegram. Baby, on the telegram. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, on the telegram. Baby, on the telegram. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, on the
New music, Brennan Passon. Sounds a little bit like John Mayer to me. Moving on, I have a new release from Chris Ailman. I'm going to play 2 tracks off of this back to back. We're going to start out with the track called The Perfect Fit, followed up by Broken One Down. Name of the new album is Santa Barbara Songs. It's Chris's 6th release. Let's start out with that opening track, The Perfect Fit. Great guitar work by Carrie Marks. Catherine Marks is playing some beautiful piano work. Chris Ailman.
By the ocean, where the air is nice, on vacation from a world undefined. Walking through day and night, just to feel you, just to love you right. I've been searching for my place. I've been thinking about making some change. So this is me telling you the love we have is true. And this is you loving me and making me believe everything, everywhere. It all comes down to this. You and me, can't you see? We're the perfect fit. The mission, and up with the sun, pen and paper.
I've been thinking about making some change. So this is me telling you the love we have is true. And this is you loving me and making me believe everything, everywhere. It all comes down to this. You and me, can't you see? We're the perfect fit. Searching for my place. I've been thinking about making some change. So this is me telling you the love we have is true. And this is you loving me and making me believe everything, everywhere. It all comes down to this. You and me, can't you see? We're the perfect fit. I am what you make me out to be. I am brave, if you can see. And it's getting dark outside. In the dusk over there, can you feel the west wind blow? 'Cause I am broken one down. I am broken one down. If you are here, then what you want to do, I'll make up some words and sing them to you. Trying to find that story, trying to find that story. 'Cause I am broken one down. I am broken one down. I am broken one down.
Broken One Down, new music, Chris Ailman. I'm going to play one more track off of this album, then jump into David Massey's new album, Early Cuts. Let's go ahead and play this last track off of Chris's album, Slide Into Eternity, guitar and piano-based track. The refrain has some beautiful harmonies by Jessa Shawn. Again, from the new album, Santa Barbara Songs, this is Chris Ailman.
It's 5 o'clock on a Friday. Friends are blowing up my phone, and I can't stop thinking about it as I'm driving from work to home. So if you don't have plans tonight, honey, just come along with me. We'll go dancing out past midnight as we slide into eternity. Eternity. There's a party just outside of town if you wanna go. There's a band playing our favorite club if you wanna see a show. Yes, I do love you sometimes more than I can tell. In this world we're living in seems like some place between heaven and hell. So if you don't have plans tonight, honey, just come along with me. We'll go dancing out past midnight as we slide into eternity. Eternity. Dancing out past midnight as we slide into eternity. Eternity. Still don't have plans tonight, honey, just come along with me. We'll go dancing out past midnight as we slide into
Chris Ailman, new music, Slide Into Eternity. This album was produced by Cliff Goldmacher, recorded by Cliff at Music Productions in Nashville, engineered by Cliff Goldmacher as well, mastered by Alex McCullough at True East Mastering. Promotion by Bill Wentz. Thank you, Bill, for sending me this great record. Up next, new to Songwriter Studio, David Massey has a new album out called Early Cuts, Swings and Misses. I'm going to start out with the track called Blissful State of Blue, followed up by the second track, Come What May. It's got a real Cajun feel to it. I love the accordion work by Bill McCumasky, dobro work by Mike Aldridge, and mandolin by Zane McLeod. Telephone number 713-526-5738. If you like what we do here on Songwriter Studio, please support the independent artist. All kinds of gifts waiting for you. 713-526-5738. Here's David Massey.
I was there just blindly drinking. I sure wasn't sober, but I wasn't stinking. Idling there in a blissful state of blue. Oh, she looked at me with those lashes blinking, startled me back into thinking, wondering what the hell I was gonna do. I'm not the kind of man to wander. Got a good life here, I don't mean to squander. I sure don't wanna be untrue to you. But every time I looked over yonder, her eyes got bluer and her hair got blonder, and I started to think I was damn good looking too. Now and again, God just seems to want to test a man. Set him up and see how much temptation he can stand. Your average guy, I think he knows what's wrong and what is right. But when the wrong is a big-eyed blonde, he won't put up much of a fight. Hell, the looks got heavy and so did my drinking. My engine's revving and my conscience shrinking every time she flashed me with those eyes of blue. The room smoked up but I wasn't blinking. My brain fogged up and then it just stopped thinking. Still not sure what I was gonna do. Honey, I just don't know why you look at me that way. I came home all alone, and I'm damn sure here to stay. I'm talking about temptation and wickedness and fear. I rose above it all, so please don't look at me that way, my dear. Well, 100 times I got up to wonder, told myself enough to squander, but my foggy brain kept drifting back to you. Then a man joined her over yonder. His eyes were bluer and his hair was blonder. You know, I even think his teeth were whiter too. So I went back to blindly drinking, glad I didn't have to come home slinking, idling back in my blissful state of blue. Now and again, God just seems to want to test a man. Set him up and see how much temptation he can stand. Your average guy, I think he knows what's wrong and what is right. But when the wrong's a big-eyed blonde, he won't put up much of a fight. I think I'll be alright someday. Mama said, hold what you got. Don't try to be someone you're not. Now I'm out here on my own. Lord, I'm out here all alone. And you may say it's all my doing, and it's purely me to blame if I should stay on this road to ruin. I would surely say the same. Yeah, I would surely bear that shame. Restless night cold desert dawn. Nothing to do but just move on. I hang my head every now and then, but I stumble along with this load of sin. Don't you cry, no tears for me. Just pray someday we'll all be free. And you may say it's all my doing, and it's purely me to blame if I should stay on this road to ruin. I would surely say the same. Yeah, I would surely bear that shame. I'll be alright someday. Yeah, I hope I'll be alright someday. Alright someday.
Come what may, new music, David Massey at davemasseymusic.com. This completes one more episode of Songwriter Studio. I do ask folks if they like what we do here. We've been on the KPFT airwaves for nearly 20 years. I'm going to close the show out with one more track, Cowboy, by our old friend Randy Palmer. Please support KPFT and Songwriter Studio. The number is 713-526-5738. Stick around. Up next, Pan-African Journal with our friend Akua. Be kind and be safe until next week. Tom Tranchilla for Songwriter Studio.
All dressed up in buckskin, silver turquoise accents, knee-high leather boots, a 10-gallon hat. He squints into the sunshine. He always looks that way. Is he a legend? Is he mortal? Let history have its say. When I was just a kid, he filled my dreams, and I'd wake up in the morning, ride the mailbox across the street, and I'd whip it to a lather, and I'd hope to get away from the posse on my heels. I could almost hear them say, he might be an outlaw, he might be a saint. He's the flesh and blood expression of these old tales of the West, and freedom runs deep inside his veins. He's the building block of heroes. Cowboy is his name. He rode those dusty deserts, the hills, the mountaintops, and he swam the raging rivers, faced winter's killing frost, and nothing could faze him. He stood tall among all men, for those of us just wanting would a cowboy like him? He might be an outlaw, he might be a saint. He's the flesh and blood expression of these old tales of the West. And freedom runs deep inside his veins. He's the building block of heroes. That cowboy is his name. And the wind whispers his name as a thunderclap. Lightning lights the way, and he's washed clean by the rain as he rides his pony across the great high plains. He might be an outlaw, he might be a saint. He's the flesh and blood expression of these old tales of the West. And freedom runs deep inside his veins. He's the building block of heroes, and cowboy is his name. The building block of heroes, and cowboy is his name.